what that is? Any idea? I'll take a guess.
Calories.
Calories, that's a good guess. That is the longest world record for a fast.
Oh,
382 days, right?
Oh my Lord.
So, knowing that knowledge, raise your hand if you think you could actually do a 24-hour fast. There we go. That's the spirit. That's where I want to start, okay? So, that's amazing, right? It was a study out of Scotland. The guy who was medically under supervision. He weighed like 450 pounds, somewhere around that. And he ended up going all the way down to 180, so it's pretty amazing. And the point is that people could actually do that, okay? So,
How was his energy level,
I don't know. I mean, probably not great, I'm guessing. This is a long, long time. We'll touch on that, though, because of what happens. You'll understand some of that throughout, okay? So, what I want to talk about really is why intermittent fasting and real low-carb diets work, and some of the things that we're all accustomed to in America that are called calorie counting doesn't seem to work. It may work for a while, but then it doesn't really work long-term. And help you break that down. Okay, so before I go into intermittent fasting, I have to talk about some of the things so that we can understand. Okay? So the Biggest Loser, everyone knows what that is. It's actually been off the air for about 3 years, but it's actually going to come back on. So it is a eat less, move more approach. Okay, so it's this study. There's a lot of, Julie Michaels is yelling at people. There's a lot of yelling going on, and a lot of exercise, and it doesn't really talk about it on the show, but they're on a very low caloric diet. It's not, anything specific. It's just in moderation. There's a piece of paper over there somewhere if you take notes, okay? But it's a low caloric diet in moderation. And what happens is you look and everything's going great, and for a long, 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 long time, when you saw the show, people lose a lot of weight, okay? But there's no reunion in the show.
Right.
And the question is, why is that? Well, it's because everybody's getting weight back. Most people are actually on a gag order. They can't talk about it, but there are a few contestants that came on and said it's because everyone's getting their weight back. And it's not uncommon, right? It's not just the Biggest Loser that has that happen. That's just many, 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 many caloric diets. And we always know what happens. The question is really why. So when you look here, this over here shows fat mass, right? Really at week 6 and at week 30, because it's about almost just over a 6-month week show. And you can see here, this is like 60 kilograms, so that's a lot of fat that's being burned because these guys are a lot less and they're moving a lot more, right? And over here, the exact same thing. You see that this number here is the average contestant was 329 pounds, and they went all the way down to 202 pounds, and a lot of body fat, 21%. So that is great, right? But we all know that ends up not really what happens in the long run, right? So the big issue here is there's a big decrease in metabolism, okay? And we know that's what happens. We know that's what goes on. We've actually known this for over 100 years. It's the decrease in metabolism, okay? So what this shows is one of the contestants, they did a big metabolic study of all these people, and this is basically all their averages of what they started burning and then what they ended up burning towards the end of the show, right? So this guy here was around 3,700 and was all the way down to 2,000 calories. So that's a big, big shift. When they took the averages of the decreased metabolism, it was 700 calories less by the end of the show. Okay, so that's a huge, huge amount. Think about that every single day. You might be running harder, you might be working harder, but you're not losing as much. And the question is, again, why? It's because of the decrease in metabolism, right? So the average again was 700. So, for example, let's say you're on a 2,000 calorie diet, which is very, very common, but you're eating less, right? You're eating 1,500 calories a day, which is a lot less than what you were when you first started, right? Or maybe before you got on the show, before you were on a diet. But yet, you're only burning 1,300 calories a day. What's going to happen? You're eating 1,500 and you're burning 1,300, you're going to gain that weight back, okay? And that's exactly what happens to everybody that does this. You have this metabolic shift that goes down, 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 and you end up gaining the weight back because of that. And it's because of this one compartment model, because of calories, and I'm going to touch on that here in a second. Does that make sense?
Dr. Rob, quick question. Are you saying with the metabolic, what they would normally burn just living, and
Yes.
then that's
So when someone,
that's decreasing?
so when someone starts out, let's say you do a 3,000 calorie a day diet, right?
Yeah.
And you go down to 2,000 calories a day,
Yeah.
but yet you're only burning 1,800 calories a day. You're eating a lot less than what you did at 3,000 calories, but you're only burning 18, so you're going to eventually gain that weight back. And it has to do with the decrease in the metabolism, right? This is what this shows.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
No, that's fine. So, let me show you this one first, and I'll go back to that. This basically is what shows them at baseline. So, the people that were on The Biggest Loser, this is baseline. Basically, these two numbers represent the resting heart rate and then energy expenditure, which basically means how much energy they're burning. Okay? So this is what this represents. Now, you can see that 6 weeks into it, they're actually burning. They're burning a lot of energy. But what's going on? This is down here is the basal metabolic rate. This is your metabolism. It has gone down. So don't kid yourself. It's not 30 weeks into it, it starts to go down. It's going down all the time when someone eats, that does the calorie counting kind of diet, because it knows what to do. If you're going to eat calories that are less, it's going to say, well, guess what? I'm going to spit out less calories. And I'll touch on that here a little bit further. So what happened is that at the end of the show, these people think, oh, life's great, but this is going to decrease metabolism at the end of the show. So when they're done working out for 5 hours a day. What happens? And this is why you don't ever see it, right?
It was there.
You had it,
Yeah.
whatever you did, yeah.
So
Like you touched it.
that's one extreme.
There you go.
All right. So that's one extreme measure, right? The show Biggest Loser is on steroids. And actually, you know, in 2015, that was actually ranked number 3 for weight loss and number 11 overall. It's not that high up now. It's because it hasn't been going for about 2 or 3 years, but it's going to go back. So you can guarantee watch next year it'll be back. Amazing, right? Mm-hmm. And so, but why not? It's people are losing weight, right? At least for a short term. So I'm going to take another extreme example that I'm going to show you here, and that's bariatric surgery. Basically, this is stomach stapling. Okay? So in essence, what happens is you have the size of a walnut for a stomach, and you just can't eat. But the interesting thing, and that's very, very common, and you can't eat, so therefore you're going to lose weight. And that's not really a surprise. But the surprise is that over like a 6-month period of time, their metabolism actually didn't decrease. It just stayed the same. Okay, it wasn't going down like it was, and eat less, move more approach. Okay, actually again is why. So how do I go down this? This shows the numbers. It was at 29 and went to 26, which is a very, very low shift as far as the basal metabolic rate. And then this is the actual overall line. So as you can see, this is bariatric, someone that started out, and this shows basal metabolic rate. As you can see, the follow-up 6 months later, it's exactly the same. And so I'm not telling anybody go get bariatric surgery. There's a lot of issues with that. That's not what I'm saying. But the interesting thing is that it actually works to keep the weight off in the long run. Okay. So understand that, we got to understand how the body works. Okay? So up this here, it says we eat, we increase insulin, and we store sugar in our liver, and we store fat. Okay? So this is a very, very normal process. When you eat food, your insulin goes up. It's the hormone that tells your body that it's full, and your body stores glycogen in the liver. Okay? Glycogen is just a form of glucose, a change of glucose, and then when your liver gets completely filled up, it says, hey, we need to store fat, and that's called de novo lipogenesis, and then lipids go in and convert to fat, and then we store fat. Okay? This is a normal thing that happens, and it should happen all the time. Now, the opposite of that, fasting. Again, fasting is just the absence of eating. Our insulin does what? It goes completely down, and now we can get full back. Okay? Now we can actually use our fat for energy. Okay? So think about glycogen as a refrigerator. Okay? Very, very easy to get to. You can use it very, very often, and it has only a certain capacity that you can fill it up, because once the refrigerator is filled, you can't fill it up anymore, right? And think of your fat as like a deep freeze downstairs. Okay? Tougher to get to. You don't use it very often because you're having a fridge for all your food, but it's there in case you need it, right? Now, the key though is that you got food energy. Okay, so think of your kitchen, or excuse me, refrigerator in your kitchen as food energy, right? Because that's what it is. Food is just energy. And again, the freezers can be energy as well. But the real issue is how do you get the energy from the freezer to the fridge? Okay? That's really what we're concerned about, because if I eat calories, a certain amount of calories, and I burn them off, hey, that's great, right? If you're a little kid and you're running around all over the place and you eat a certain amount of calories and you eat 500 calories extra and you burn them off, that's great, no big deal, right? We're not breaking laws of thermodynamics. But if you're sitting at work all day, for example, and you eat an extra 500 calories year after year after year, then that can be a big problem, right? So this is what I mean by calories. Okay, so most diets are on this one compartment model. And what they look at is like, okay, all the calories come in, big vat, it fills all the way up, our body stores calories, and so if we eat less calories, we're going to, consume less calories, more calories out, and then if we eat more calories, we're going to eat more. But that's not really what happens, because our body doesn't store necessarily calories in one spot. Okay? It's not taking account for where we have energy at, because again, we have storage where? In our liver and also in our fat. Okay? So I want you to think about it again a little bit differently. So again, calories in, if they go in the refrigerator, life is great, we burn those out, and this is exactly what would happen. But again, that's not really what we want to know. We want to know, how do we get this out? Okay? What's holding it there? And the key is insulin. Okay? Insulin's the key player that's going to open that up. So if I eat, and I eat, and I eat, insulin's doing its job. It's saying, hey, we're gonna hold on to that fat because it's just going to keep going and going and going. We don't need to use it because we have enough energy right here that we can use all the time. So we never empty out that fridge, right? We got to understand how to get this freezer to the refrigerator so we can utilize it. And the key is insulin. Okay? So, if I have someone who is insulin resistant, okay, that's a very, very good example. So someone who's insulin resistant, you eat calories, and every single day, if you eat calories, you got sugar, you got sugar, you got sugar. Your insulin is just saying, hey, it's not going to do anything because there's too much insulin. Okay? So it's going to say, hey, we don't want you. So that's why they have high blood glucose. That's why your diabetes, okay, your cells don't absorb it. That's what insulin resistant is. But it's just going to take those calories, reduce the calories in, and it's going to shut them down. Because there's always too much insulin in there, so I can never get to this. Okay? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Are we clear on that?
Yeah.
All right. So that's what I mean by the two compartment problem. And once we can figure that out, then we can understand how the body works and how we can actually get rid of that. So again, obesity is not, it's a hormone disease. It's not another disease other than that. It's actually specifically insulin. Right? All right. So when we talk about obesity, I mean, that's really, when we look at cancer, heart disease, all this stuff, I mean, this is really the reason we have all this stuff. This driver is because it's systemic inflammation in the body. Okay? When we look at insulin, I don't know if you guys have done a bunch of research on, you've heard of telomeres, but anyway, telomeres are how people get anti-aging. You may familiar with what telomeres are? Okay. So think about DNA think about like a shoestring. Shoestring has that little plastic piece on the end, right? But once they get worn out, what happens? It starts to fray, right? So that's what, think about that, the DNA strands have that, telomeres at the end of those. Once those break up, they start to age, okay? Insulin is the key reason why we begin to age, okay? And I'll touch a little bit more on that in a second. But, so that's enough in itself is why people should fast. All right. So I'm just going to skip this because I can show you this. It makes more sense if I show you. So this is a study done by Kevin Hall from NIH. And basically this shows what happens with oxidation of carbs, proteins, and fats. Okay? So when you start fasting, this red right? So the first couple of days, you're burning sugar, right? This is exactly the normal process. This is what happens because you're getting rid of it out of your liver. And then look at a couple of days into it, what happens? This red line drops all the way down. Okay? We're not burning sugar anymore. Right? When you start getting into this is our fats and ketones. First couple of days, there's not much fat being burned, is there? But day 3, what happens? It goes to the roof, all the way up. Okay? That's where you want to be. Right? Anybody heard protein? You burn protein. Like muscle, you're going to lose protein. You ever hear that? Like when you don't eat protein, you're going to burn, right? Drives me nuts. So this shows right here. There's a little bit of spike here right at the beginning, but after that it levels out. I'm not saying you never burn any muscle at all, but it's not in response to fasting, right? Because when you look here, we can actually see your body is going to hold on to that muscle. Okay? Think about if it actually didn't. Think about actually burn muscle. We'd be walking around. The cavemen back in the day would be a bunch of big, huge people that would be full of fat instead of muscle. If that was actually the case, because we'd be burning all this muscle. It just doesn't make any sense, right? We store sugar and we store fat, but then when the chips are down, we're going to burn muscle. Doesn't make sense. If I have a fireplace, I store wood and I throw it in the fireplace, right? But if I'm out of wood, I don't just start chopping up my wooden table and tossing it in. Right? Doesn't make any sense. It's a myth, and again, people say, like you've heard the myth, starvation mode, right? People have probably heard that. Starvation mode is the idea that you have decreased metabolism that has decreased so much that you actually gain weight. Right? And that's what that is. Now, what is that? That's the one compartment model. That's the calorie counter that we were talking about earlier. You don't go into starvation mode with what we're talking about now. It's actually the opposite. And I'll show you here. But this is urea. Okay, this is basically something that's normal. And this is urea. It's what we burn when we burn muscle. Okay, and then this is starvation mode. And you see here, this is very, very large over here, and then over here, this little line represents urea. Okay, so again, even if you were burning muscle when you're starving, this would be somewhere up here where it's at where normal. Okay, so again, you don't burn muscle when you're urea. Okay. What ends up actually happening too is day 2 or 3 is that your body actually starts producing more epinephrine. Okay, and so it does one or two things. So you start burning fat. Okay, and it says, hey, we got a lot of fat, so we're gonna have a lot of energy because we got a lot of fat. Okay, that's what it's there for. Burn. But also what it does, it causes your norepinephrine hormones to go through the roof, and it gives you a kick in the pants because it says, hey, wait, this actually makes sense because if I'm starving and if I'm shutting down, I'm not going to be able to go out and find food. Like cavemen back in the day, right? So it gives you a kick in the pants, so you have a lot of energy, so you can actually go out and fill your fridge. That's the whole idea. So you actually burn more calories, and so I wish I thought I had them in here, but I won't see it. Maybe it's the next slide. But you actually have an increased amount of oxygen, an increased amount of energy because of those two things. Right? So if that wasn't the case, I mean, think about it. That's the way irons are built, that's the way bears are built, that's the way we're built. It's okay to fast, and it's completely a normal process, and it's okay to do. And again, insects and cockroaches would be running the world if this wasn't the case. Because there were very, very many times, thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago, where food wasn't a reliable thing. You could just go to McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts, right? You had to go get your own food source. So it's a very more normal thing to live without these days of having no food, right? So this is what is intermittent fasting. We're going to get on to intermittent fasting while we came in. So again, it's basically saying in a certain window, and there's different windows we'll touch on, that I'm not going to eat in a certain window time period. Okay? So I'm on about 23 hours right now, pretty close. Okay? I'm not even say I did 18 months. So I do it regularly just because I want to take myself from helping here, and it actually gives you energy, which is pretty interesting. Okay? All your calories are consumed in a certain window. Now, again, there's a bunch of different things you can do. If you want to do it for 12 hours, you can do it for 12 hours. If you want to do it for 3 days, 12 days, you can do it for that long. It really doesn't matter. Okay? Where are we going with that? Autophagy. Okay, this literally means eat thyself. Okay? This is another reason why it's very, very important to start fasting. Okay? Basically, what happens is when we go into starvation mode, your lysosomes are inside your cell, and basically what happens is that all the gunk that's inside us, it actually converts into raw materials. Okay? So intracellular bacteria, pathogens, all this stuff. So think about it like your garbage disposal. Okay, we dump all this stuff in our garbage disposal, and out came wood, nails, and the raw material. That's actually what happens in our lysosome. Okay, and it comes out, spits out free fatty acid, amino acids, which are really blocks for our body. Okay? And that makes new tissue, so new brain tissue, new heart tissue, so it's very, very, very anti-aging. And guess what kicks this in gear? Fasting and intermittent fasting. Because again, when I touched on earlier, this is caused by high insulin. There's a reason for that. You ever hear like amyloid plaquing? Anybody hear that? It goes onto the brain, like in Alzheimer's patients. Again, that's one of those things. You have misfolded proteins over time, and if someone's able to catch those early enough, great. They get to a point where there's just too much debris, and then people start having this plaquing of the brain. That's what that is. Over time, you have these misfolded proteins. Again, autophagy is something that goes inside us all the time, which allows us to use it again here. Wonderful, right? Oh, this is interesting too. So, if someone loses like 100 pounds on a regular low carb diet, or a regular low calorie diet versus fasting, okay? This is another thing that autophagy does. It's pretty cool. Is that again, it eats thyself. Did you ever see someone that has like just a lot of leftover skin? Okay. When you fasting, it won't actually do that. What ends up happening is, you have people that go get surgery, they get flaps cut off, right? And what's in there? There's blood tissue, there's a lot of tissue that they just get cut off. But with autophagy, what that actually does, again, it eats that, it gets rid of that through the body and through fasting, which is pretty easy. All right. So, liquids for intermittent fasting. No, red wine doesn't count. What's that? Yeah, absolutely. Red wine doesn't count. Something like that counts. Okay. These are the 1 cup of coffee, bone broth, water, apple cider vinegar, no soda, no milk, no orange juice, anything like that. Way too high in sugar. There's a lot of different fasts that you can do. To its core, it's very, very easy to understand. You can do different types of fasts. I personally I like water, and then I use a little bit of sea salt in the water to help my electrolytes. Okay. If you're starting to have, like headaches or maybe you're getting tired, you can do a little bit of like tartar, which is potassium, so that'll sometimes help calm that down. So that's what I do. And I would recommend that anyway, because otherwise you can get a little lightheaded and have issues. So Himalayan salt, sea salt, not regular salt. Okay.
About lemon,
Yep.
pure lemon in the water.
Squeeze lemon in there, absolutely.
How much sea salt do you do? The ratio?
Just a little teaspoon in my hand, just like a little small teaspoon. If you're going to go longer, I haven't done like 48 hours or so drive. The longer you go, you want to make sure you do that. But I just do that anyway if you're going to do 24 hour. You really don't need to.
If you're doing the,
Sorry?
doing the tartar, how would you put it in the
So,
water?
yeah, I mean, just a little scoop, or you can just throw it into on evil pepper. It's some greatest tasting thing in the world, but everyone tastes the same, right? What's that? Sorry, no, come on. Put it up in there.
It will.
At 3 in the morning.
No, it'll come back.
So,
Oh, what
here's,
about non-dairy milk? That's all.
I mean, like almond milk.
Yeah.
I mean, some people think that's okay. I mean, I just don't. But some people think that's okay. I do it. I just stick to water. That's a splashing, right? So again, this is a list of just things that you can do. Now, the good thing about fasting is it's very, very simple. Okay? Very, very easy to understand because it's not something you have to do, right? It's something that you don't do. Okay? So if I have any kind of diet, let's say I want to do Atkins diet, I can fast, right? If I want to do a rice diet, I can fast, right? If I want to do keto, it's a good thing to do with this. You can fast. If you want to eat just vegetables, you can fast, right? Because it's very, very, very easy. It's not something you have to do, okay? People say, oh, I don't have time to make a meal, right? Well, this doesn't take any time. It's not preparing it, okay? It's free, okay? Look, if you're going to buy organic food all the time, it's going to cost you, okay? I'm not saying don't do it, but it's going to cost you, right? You want to do bone broth, you want to eat steaks every night, or whatever the case may be, it's going to cost you in the long run. So whatever someone's budget is, this can easily fit right in because it's not something that's going to cost you money. You're in sales, you're traveling all over the place, you can do that. You're sitting at a desk, you can do that. You can fast, anybody can. And why not? It's beneficial, right? You can lose as much as you want. So if I want to lose 5 more pounds, I have the choice to do that. If I want to fast tomorrow and then not for a week, I can do that. If I want to do it 3 days in a row and then not for 2 months, I can do that, right? It's easiest thing ever just to put in, okay? Now, if someone's underweight, you obviously don't want to do this. You can have dysmenorrhea and menstrual issues for women and different things like that. And so I'm not recommending that, but overall to its core, people can do it. Because it's not easy, but it's something that can be done if you have ways. Okay? All right. So this is just a couple of different ways to get started. You can actually do something that's called alternate day fasting, where one day is just totally normal, and then the next day is 500 to 600 calories. Okay, that's still low enough caloric restriction where you can get some of the benefits of getting yourself into ketosis, which is what happens. 16:8, 18:6, 24, 24:48. That just represents hours. Okay, so when I first started out doing it, there was no way I was going to go 24 hours because I was just, if you're on carbs, if you eat a lot of carbs and you try to go 24 hours, you're not going to be a happy person. People that know you're going to not be a happy person, right? So you want to work your way into something like that. So, doing like 12 hours, that's pretty easy to do. If someone eats at 7 o'clock at night, you don't eat till 7 the next day, that's pretty easy to do, right? And so if you're able to bump that up to 9 or 10 o'clock at first, that's great. You can bump it up to 11 or 12, now you're at about 16:8, okay? Do that for a month, or do that for a couple weeks. And if you can push yourself a couple more hours, then go try to do 18:6 or 24. So I'm eating at 2 o'clock my first meal, and then whatever, I'm done. I eat dinner at 6 o'clock. Or you eat at 3 and then at 7. And then that's my limit. Question?
No.
All right.
Yes, but no. I'm taking it in.
So again, I mean, I wouldn't say, oh, try to start here. I mean, you can, all the field if you want to, but most I've done first day is like 20 hours. But, I do want to have that goal of 36 next, and then eventually.
16:8 I think is very doable because we've all fasted for blood work 12 hours. So 16:8, if we eat at say 6 o'clock dinner and then don't have water before bed.
Yeah.
It's 6 a.m., 7, 8, 9,
o'clock at
10,
night, or 10 o'clock
10 in the morning. I can go till noon. So that's just
That's
from
easy.
what we all learned so much growing up. Breakfast is the most important meal, and this and that, and it's not going to mess us up. So that would be good. That would be a good one.
The milk and dairy people are telling you that kind of stuff, right?
Cereal. Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a specific amount of fluids you should be taking in while you're doing this?
Just what you regularly would. So if you're doing like 8 ounces of water, just make sure you stay hydrated. And that's pretty, you don't want to be dehydrated. That's for sure. You'll know, especially when you lose electrolytes already. Another reason is sometimes your kidneys will want to excrete sodium, so that's another reason why you want to go on.
Sometimes your bowels or urine different because that part where the garbage disposal thing that you said how it's.
Yeah, it's great actually. Your bowels are actually good.
So we don't have to expect any weird stuff going on.
Yeah, you're not eating anything. So it's like, oh my gosh, well, it's actually clearing out your gut and reducing some of the toxicities. This is very, very cool. When you look at it, it's a detox. It's a cleanse. Okay. Ancient Greeks did this 5,000 years ago because they knew it was intrinsically beneficial for them. Okay? When food came in and then religions started doing what?
The Bible talks about fasting.
Started doing fasting, exactly. So there's a lot of different ways, and there's one that's not right or wrong. It's really just what you can do and what works for you. And again, if you're on medicine, you want to get medical supervision, that's a whole different story. But still, most people can do some fasting.
Select, one of those. How important is it to be consistent with that for whatever period of time?
You're going to know that by your own self. Okay, what I mean by that is you're going to know when you can bump that up. Okay? So if you're going to do, let's say you want to do a 16 hour, right? And you're able to maintain that. It's going to become like, oh wow. You're just going to know that, okay, I can manage, no big deal. So I almost always skip lunch, or skip breakfast, and wait till lunch. It's just completely normal for me now to do that. Not on weekends, but during when I work. All of it I would recommend. Don't try to do this on a weekend when you have nothing to do. I would definitely try to start this when you're working, you got a busy day, right? Busy work all day. You got to be busy, because otherwise you're sitting around like, what do you think about? What's in my cup of tea, right?
Well, you don't want to be bouncing around from 16
Well, you can. You can. Yeah, you can do that. You're just going to push yourself. I mean, you're going to know. So if you're at 16.8.
But then go back down again. I mean, you don't really want to do that.
Well, if you're going back down, you're just going to know. You're not going to be hungry. You probably won't be hungry. You may on the weekends though, because it can become psychological. But again, it doesn't. It's whatever you want to do. You can do 4 18s a week, and then just do that for a while, and then go to 24 in 3 months, and then try to do a 24, right? That kind of thing. And so it just depends on what you want to do. I go back to 12 to 16 hours on weekends sometimes because I'll go out and practice. But during the week, it's a lot. No, I mean, you're gonna. Yeah. I don't feel any different. That's what you're asking. I don't think my body. No, I don't feel it.
So what will be your meal in about an hour or so?
I haven't decided. Press cafe or something. So I don't have any food. I would recommend this. So it depends on what your goal is. Okay, if you're just doing it for health benefits. If someone wants to really burn fat, I would do. You don't have to do keto all the time, but I would do some sort of a keto meal. If you're trying to push yourself, I would do a keto meal because that is basically going back. Just all you're doing is using fats and sugar, right? So now I've been going 16 hours or 18 hours of not eating, so my body's going to want to say, hey, I want to start using my fat. And now you're eating fat, and so if you eat a big meal, you might not be hungry for another 8 hours. So what you just did, you just almost extended that
Yeah.
fast for that long. No, sugar converts to fat. No, fat converts to fat. That makes sense? So that's why we store that. So your liver has sugar. When you got too much of it, it converts to fat, and that's why we store that in our body. So fat just goes to fat. That's what the whole keto diet, that's the whole point of the keto diet is you eat fat because you're always in ketosis. Well, you eat breads? Anything like that? I'd have to see what's going on. Talk on that. But do you fast?
No, I don't know.
Well, fast. See what happens, right? So your macronutrients, it will still, if I eat too much meat, it does convert. It converts to fat, right? So if I eat too much, you can eat too much or anything, and it can actually convert to fat. It's just when you eat meat, it's less likely to do that. Versus if I eat big ribeye or prime rib versus pepperoni, it's a different story. Yes.
Does being on a fasting diet have any effect on, like somebody who has GERDs, for example? Does it make your system more acidic or alkaline, or how does that affect?
Well, it's going to be more alkaline. It's definitely not going to be more acidic. It's going to be more alkaline because you're not consuming anything but water. So again, when you have your acidic is going to be anything that's below the 72, and alkaline is anything above that. We know water is alkaline. That's made of 60% water. So, does that answer your question? So it's not going to cause you.
Could it conceivably help you eliminate the problem altogether?
It could. It could possibly. I mean, it has unlimited power. It can do a lot of things. Again, so if I'm going to pick on type 2 diabetes because that's one of the bigger problems that people have. Because when you have type 2 diabetes, you have insulin resistance, your body doesn't absorb it. So what ends up happening is I was talking to someone this the other day. So think about your cells like you blow bubbles, right? And you got this bubbles in here, and they're permeable. You can go in and out of it, right? And that's how it's supposed to be. That's how your inside cells are supposed to be, so that way you can get the nutrients you need. Now, think about it. What happens is they get toxic and you get filled up from sugar and all this crap, all these toxins, and so it becomes very, very rigid, and that's the outside of the cell becomes rigid. Now think about like an egg and trying to get something into a hard shell egg, but it hardens and you can't get anything in there, so it only has a certain half-life, so that's why it stays in your bloodstream, thus your blood glucose goes up. Make sense? And so you don't absorb it. You can't absorb that magnesium. You can't absorb calcium. That's why you'll start seeing people when you look at their x-rays, and you'll see like calcific tendinitis or calcium here, and they have calcium, and that's because they're not absorbing it. They're not excreting it all out of their kidneys, and then it sticks in certain areas. Does that make sense? And so you're just not getting as much nutrition, period, for that reason. So if you can, first of all, diabetes is a progressive disease. It's with type 2. Okay? There's type 1s that are stored, but it's reversible. Okay? Because if I don't eat, am I going to lose weight? Okay, and my cells going to become less toxic. Yeah, they're going to become less toxic when I start giving it nutrition, and it's going to help clean that out. And that's really, above just someone cutting a few pounds. The whole premise of it is, they know what's beneficial for the mind, for the spirit.
And inflammation, right? I would assume this.
If you're not eating anything, you're going to be less inflamed, right? Absolutely. Not throwing any more toxins and sugars in your body, okay? But again, these are probably the three most influential people in the world. Jesus Christ, Buddha, and Muhammad. They all agreed on one thing, that fasting is intrinsically beneficial, not only for the mind, but for the spirit, because again, it's a cleanse for the physical, right? That's all, folks. Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. I know people, with Parkinson's and with Alzheimer's. Would this still be beneficial to them, even though they had it for a while?
I haven't saw a whole lot of studies on that scope. I don't know if they, I just don't know, I haven't seen studies where they actually do that, to answer your question.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to sit here and say it would be horrible, it's not going to hurt them because it gets rid of the toxin in the body, okay? But I haven't saw a lot of studies on that, either way, one way or the other. Yes?
Your ketones is a new term for me. And what? What is a ketone?
Ketosis just basically means your body's using fat as energy.
Okay. Okay.
So lipolysis is your body's burning fat, but when you don't have that to burn, that's what your brain uses. Your brain uses ketones.
I want this thing your body builds itself. That's what I want.
Autophagy. Now, again, if someone has, and there's different docs that have a few different opinions on when that autophagy actually kicks in. If you're doing like a keto diet, you can kick it in 12 hours. Where if someone goes straight from 300 carbs a day, which is unfortunately common for some people, and they may take 48 to 72 hours to to get into what they would call ketosis, where they can actually have autophagy. Now, once you start making lifestyle changes, then that'll kick in quicker and quicker and quicker as you go on. Does that make sense?
You can continue those, I just started the gym, as you know. You can continue that and continue working out? Or?
Yeah, you can continue working out. I wouldn't go, if you're going to go on a 24-hour fast, I wouldn't go, real heavy that day. I don't know what all exercise you can, but if you're just doing a light moderate exercise, that's fine.
Okay.
And I'm not going to go do, deadlifts and squats and max out on days like that. I'm not going to go run a marathon. But if you're just doing regular moderate exercise, you can do that. Well, some of the studies didn't matter. You can eat whatever you want. So the alternate fasting is you just have a normal diet. And then the next day, you do 500 calories. You can go on and do this for a while. And you measure that. You can do whatever the 500 calories are a day. You can do that. So you can do salad. No, you can choose. I think that's the beautiful thing about fasting is you can do whatever you want. You can do keto. You can do whatever you want. Right? Now, again, you're going to have there's certain things that someone eats that are going to, if you want to lose weight, if I'm doing keto, I'm probably going to lose more weight than someone who is burgers and stuff like that on their days when they're not doing it, right? And that's just logic. It's fat. Burning fat. You're only consuming fat, so that's all you can burn. You don't have. Remember the one I showed you where it says you're burning sugar the first 2 days, then it goes to fat. You don't have to be sugar because you're not eating. You're eating low carbs. But it is calories, but it's just fat. The only thing I can do. So you got compartment sugar, you got compartment fat. This one's gone. This refrigerator, it's not on there because it's empty. I'm getting into my freezer. If I'm doing keto, I'm getting into my freezer all day. I'm moving my food from my freezer to my fridge so I can utilize that. Easiest way to do that is fasting. Yeah, you count the calories, but yeah, you are. But it's such a low amount. It's such a low amount. Like in the studies, that's such a low amount that you can still get the benefits of an actual fast. That's what they're saying. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you're not doing, if I'm at 2,400 calories now, I'm only doing 1,600. When I'm burning, 1,300, I'm going to gain 300 calories all the time. Oh, the women's initiative. I forgot to tell you. So the women's initiative there's a 50,000 person study, and they limited 350 calories a day for like a 7-year trip. 50,000 people. That's on your internet. So at the end of 7 years, they're supposed to lose 30 pounds a year, and then 210 pounds after that whole time. Guess how much they lost on average?
Wow.
0. They counted calories. They were in that one compartment, which is completely fictitious because that's not what goes on in the body. They're counting calories. Calories in, calories out. Your body is not dumb. It's going to say, hey, you're only giving us this many calories, we're only going to push out that many calories. They never were able to get to their fat because they never...
It's like the Biggest Loser one almost.
Exactly. It's the exact same thing. They never got to their fat because their insulin was always turned on because they were always eating. Doesn't, if you eat 400 calories, if it's sugar, 3 meals a day, but it's only 1,600 calories, you're never getting into that fasting stage. So these people have this big long study, and they're like, I don't know who was guiding them, but again, we've known this for a long, long time, and you really feel bad because obviously there's been dietitians and people all around the world that tell these people, oh, do this, right? Eat this, eat less calories, no exercise, and then when you don't, you're the victim because you're already a victim, and now they're saying you should have listened to me, you didn't work hard enough, right? But the reality is they're just giving you poor advice. We're not all so morally bankrupt that we're just going to, lie about that, right? And so it's one of those things where it's like, well, it's all going to work to some point, but then if we want to keep that working for a long period of time, this is the best way. Yes?
So once you stop your fasting period, does your body keep using that fat even though you've had a regular meal? Or does your metabolism start to change? Or what happens at that point?
Well, it depends on what you eat.
Yeah.
So if I eat, depends on what you eat. So once you start eating, it's going to start using sugar because that's what it wants to use right away, right? It's going to use that because that's its refrigerator. So then it'll go back to the fat. That's why I was saying if you wanted to keto, like if you wanted to do like some kind of a keto, that would be a little carb because there's still some carbs.
So that would
in
be
keto.
a better way to go with the fasting.
If you're wanting to, if your main goal is to shunt weight, I would say yes. Okay. But again, you can do salad, vegetables, you can do steak, meat, chicken, meat, proteins, you can do whatever. But it depends on what your goal is. So really, it's an individual thing, whatever you want to do. It doesn't be a problem. Do as long as you want. Yes.
How do you know if you're doing keto right? Do you have a book to recommend, or because we've been trying to do it, but
Dr. Axe has a really, really good book that I would recommend. And he actually has you guys ever seen a show on PBS? It's actually really cool. It's on PBS. You can probably find it if you have it.
You have Facebook. He has an incredible Facebook page.
He has a really, really good one. That's the one I would recommend.
it's Dr.
Dr. Axe, AXE, yeah. That too. So if anybody doesn't have questions, you can go if you want to go, if you got to get out of here. But if anyone else has questions, you can stay, okay?
Emmerich, EMMERICH. Her cookbooks are awesome. She's also got a blog.
Yes.
When you highlight I lost 7 pounds of consistency. I barely eat. I literally barely ate. I weighed 147 pounds. And I gained 7 pounds. I was in the hospital little kitchen area for their parents. Chicken roll soup, bread, jelly, and yogurt.
Sugar.
And I never thought of it because my daughter's fat, but when somebody said what you said here, that I went from eating normal, being active, and also I stopped moving. I just sat, and I was probably eating less than 40 calories a day. That's it. Less stress. And so that could have been it.
That can stimulate. Stress would be a lot of it, but you're telling me, sugar, bread, it's all
And that was
build
for
sugar.
6 months. I thought we were so strong. Wow, this is very informative. Thank you. My only concern, and I trust you, but it's 50 years of eat your breakfast, is I'm good. I can eat until noon every day. I'm like that. I'm fine. So if I fasted from 9 a.m. to noon or 8 p.m. to noon, 16 hours every day, that's absolutely fine. And then when I do eat, try to stick with the vegetables and the lean protein. But if I have a whole grain or a whole grain real bread, that's
It's going to kick you back into
into the
Sugar.
fridge,
Sugar.
not the freezer. So you can live without carbs.
Well, I'm off this
A
summer.
body can live without carbs.
Some, and that's why you
Brown
get a
rice?
little-
Well, I'm doing a little bit of summer.
It's still gonna be, it's still gonna be carbs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, vegetables are carbs, like there's certain kinds of carbs. I mean, that's why you can eat vegetables, there's certain carbs. It's just,
You could be healthy without having any traditional carbs.
yes,
Okay.
like fruits and veggies. Remember, no one made bread, there wasn't bread 300, 400 years ago, just chilling there, right? We ate off the land, we ate veggies, fruits, and obesity really wasn't very, very suffering. Then when you eat bread, wheat is the same thing. I mean, it's not exactly as bad as wheat, but it's just like white bread is just like putting
It's like getting candy bar.
So you're never going to be able to get to that freezer because you're just replenishing yourself. Okay? Eat a bagel in the morning. People eat, whatever at lunch, and then you go home and eat steak too. Right?
Carb.
Carb over 5, 10, 15 years.
How about beans? Sorry to talk about beans, like black beans or lentils?
Yeah, those are actually overall healthier to do. I mean, there's some carbs in there, but it's still in carb.
Okay.
It's good. It has fiber in it too. It has protein. It has a lot of macronutrients. You're going to say beans or bread, beans every time. Right?
It seems doable. It's like a light,
Yeah, try that for a month, right? And then once you're used to that, okay, now I'm going to go to 1 or 2 of them. And then you've done that. And now you're in this window. Try that 3 or 4 times a week. And then push yourself to the next.
In your opinion, what's the ideal fast? Which somebody's been doing a while, what's ideal?
24 hours. And even when you see that, when you saw that slide, it went up for about 3 days, and it was the highest, and then it leveled back out. It didn't drop all the way down, it leveled out. You're still burning a lot of fat, but the best is to do 2 to 3 days max, and that's actually the best bang for your buck.
So 24 hours, and how many days in between would you go before you started again? So you do 24.
Yeah, so like I haven't eaten since last night, 7:20. I ate like 7:45 last night. I'm hungry.
But you fast for 24 hours, now you're going to eat, and then when would you recommend a 24-hour again for someone? Like I can do the noon thing every day.
When
but
you first start doing it, it's person to person, it's going to depend what you can handle. If you can handle it, you can push it. I would try to do it, honestly, if I could do it, I would do two
24-hour periods.
24 hours.
Okay.
Just do the math on that way. Not only are you burning, if you're counting calories, right? That's a lot of calories. I mean, that's if you're at a 2,400 calorie diet, that's a lot of calories that you're not utilizing. And you're getting into the freezer to burn some of that fat. You're getting it pulled out instead of just throwing back calories. Because that's when your metabolism decreases. It doesn't actually decrease when you fast. It goes up. Because you need that energy, right? It makes complete sense.
Right.
A caveman, they have to go get food.
Right, you need that adrenaline.
So, yeah, their VO2 goes up, you get a kick in the pants from adrenaline, you have to go get it, because otherwise you're going to die. Right? So it makes complete sense. Like, I mean, I have energy right now. I haven't eaten 24 hours. I'm not tired. I'm not ready to go to bed. I haven't gotten to the point where I'm at 36 yet. I'm just afraid that I'm going to be so hungry. As long as you sleep and you're awake, then that's fine. I haven't gotten that. So that's my next goal. So maybe I should try that. But it's I don't know if I can sleep. You know what I mean? Because it's that extra hours where if your adrenaline, that's the other thing. Like your adrenaline's hard to sleep because you gotta go.
Is your stomach growling? Mine will growl after 6 hours.
Not too bad, but I go through phases. Once you get to 18 is real easy, and then once you get to 20, that's when it starts talking for me. That's when it starts going okay, then you get through that, and now I'm actually okay.
But
I was hungry too.
meals, it's a lot easier to go longer because you don't have the sugar spike, and you're just burning fat the whole time.
Exactly.
And you're full, you're more full and you're more satiated for a lot longer.
So even if you don't, if I would go eat either of them, which I probably should, I don't know what I would probably go for this. That's kind of thing. But if I would do that, then again, you're almost in ketosis for another 12 hours that you already ate.
Right.
So that's why the keto actually works. I'm not saying do it all the time. You can actually do that once in a while, it's fine. You know, if you could do that once or twice a week, I mean, adding it to if you want to do an 18-hour, then push that, right? And so, like, let's say you're going to eat tonight, and then you eat keto, and then you don't eat anything until the next day at noon. You just ate, and then you just kicked yourself in a whole nother time of issues and fat issues.
It's like resistance training. After you're done, you're still burning calories after. And you're not losing any muscle. Or minimal.
It's minimal, yeah. It's very, very minimal. You're going to burn some, but it's not because you're fasting, okay? You're always going to burn some. You need a little bit of lean protein, but you're not going to just burn. It's not going to be your fuel source. Okay? Otherwise, bears would die.
Right.
They would die. You burn out all that fat for 3 months, and then that's it. We're both the same way humans. There's a guy he's the guy that's on the Old Spice. It's on sports. He's on an Old Spice commercial. Terry something. He eats 1 meal a day. Ripped to shreds.
Well, my concern is that, as I've seen Brad doing it, he's had success. It's pretty good. But he's retired. But I have
It's
to
amazing
work a job
you do it.
that's a very demanding job. It's very mentally. And so my concern is how long does it take before, I can start out with like a 12-hour.
MCT oil. Google MCT oil, XCT oil, okay? It's something that you can actually take, and it's actually pretty much, it gets you into ketosis quicker, but it's actually food for your brain.
Okay.
If you're worried about, like, being
I need to
tired.
get through my work day.
Right.
Always focus. I have to be focused.
Yes. So you can actually, you'll get, once you get past it, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I've heard of that MCT also.
yeah, you're going to ask another question. What were you saying? What else were you saying?
No.
Sorry? You're not eating, so you don't even go to the bathroom as much. Well, you don't. It may change some of your bowel habits because you're not eating nearly as often, or you're not eating as much. So again, certain days may not, but if you're starting to do 24-hour fast all the time, you're going to feel like less bloated here. When you go to the bathroom, there's probably not to be gross for you. Because you're not. No, I mean, not from this, because you're not going to get diarrhea. Now, when you reintroduce food, that's what I'm saying. You just don't reintroduce your food. You got your room there, it's something I've eaten a long time, and that's different than I screwed it, right? Like if let's say I don't eat bread for 6 months, and I go on intermittent fasting, and I introduce bread back in my system, I'm not going to like it, so I might have some serious issues. Yes.
So is there a minimum calorie amount that would not knock you out of intermittent fasting? I have medication I have to take every day, but I could go 24 hours without eating. I would like to try to do more than 24. I just eat my medicine.
That's, again, you don't want to try to talk to the medical doctor about what medicine drugs. It's kind of hard to say, but you can do the 600 calories a day and not keep fat.
Okay.
As far as all these studies go, you can look up alternate day fasting, and you'll be able to find some stuff online. I had a couple of them online, but it will show like energy expenditure, like what you can burn. That's a low enough to really get some of the benefits of fasting in your stomach. So that's a good one to start too. If someone doesn't want to go, but again, for that, you might as well just, 600 calories, you just might as well just do it in one meal and be done with it. You know what I mean? Or you could almost, depending on what meal you eat, you can almost, like you do breakfast, you can almost go one over the day, right? So it's almost doing the full.
I've already tried most of it. Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Probably hasn't remembered one thing.
It's I had a colonoscopy. They made you fast, didn't they? Exciting, see?
That's because you didn't follow the
Following the through.
Oh, liquid, not too dry. Supposed to go liquid.
drink
Yeah. Hey, Dr. Oz ate before his. You heard that story. He goes for it, and he had stuff in his colon. They couldn't do it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Thank you so
Hope
much.
you all learned something.
Oh,
Thank you
big
very
time.
much.
Yes, thank
If you have any question or anything else, I'll try to answer it for you. Okay, let me know.
Last question for you. I